Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the show tentatively called Pascat Clutch. I'm Matthew Merlino, joined by three more freshmen, Alex McKay, Sam Koppelman, and Sean Barry. We're here to give you the lowdown on not just Pascat Hill sports, not just professional and collegiate sports, but all sports. And we will start out with some Pascat Hill sports, if you do not mind. We're going to start out with the boys lacrosse team here at Hills because they have had one of the best starts to their season. They're currently 4-0. They played a game yesterday which was live streamed here on the PH Athletics YouTube channel, which is your home for all Pascat Hills sports. They beat Eastern Christian, Bergen Tech, Demarest, and yesterday it was Park Ridge 11-3 to start off 4-0 and 3-0 in the league. You guys really happy about that. I hope you guys come out to that game. Over to the girls lacrosse team, which we will also have some live stream coverage of. They only played one game. They did win it 13-6 over DePaul. That was over spring break. And by the way, it is the first day back for spring break for us here at Pascat Hills. In other news, Sam, you're a tennis player. You want to tell us how tennis has gone?
First, I want to talk about CJ Driver and his BBL accomplishment. He has 13 goals and about four games with 5 assists as well. I mean, that's insane, especially if he's one of the top goal scorers for Pascat Hills lacrosse already. And you gotta give it out to that guy.
And he's also nominated for a New Jersey state, or I believe it's Bergen County Player of the Week or something like that.
Yeah, he got that.
He's the scoring leader in goals. He's got 15 goals so far. Just an incredible player. 15 goals, 6 assists, and 21 total points.
Yeah, he got that last night. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, tennis been going good. We've been moving on to a hot start. Boys JV has been doing pretty good, 2-0, and so is the varsity. Varsity's been 2-0 as well. Doing pretty good.
Yeah, thank you for that, Sam. Now, McKay, you're also a golf player here. How's golf been going?
From what I'm hearing, it's actually been going pretty good. I have not been to all the matches, but from what I've seen, it's gone pretty good. And yeah.
And we just want to touch on the baseball team and the softball team here because our counselor, I guess, is Mr. Steven Casamento, as you hear him in the background. He's a guidance counselor and also a baseball coach here at Pascat Hills Baseball. The varsity team is 4-0. They beat Cliffside Park 11-0, Ridgefield Park 3-2, Bergen Tech 2-1, and yesterday Indian Hills 2-0. So good job from baseball. Softball is 2-2. Unfortunately, they've dropped their last two against Indian Hills and Ridgefield Park, but they did beat Pascack Valley 3-1. Go Hills! And they did beat Cliffside Park to open the season with a whopping 16-1. So I think that ends our spring sports recap for over spring break. Let's go over to the professional sports because we got a lot to talk about here, and we'll start with the Masters because that happened over the weekend at Augusta National, as it does every year. Brooks Koepka, and he was... Never mind. I'll start with John Rahm, the Spaniard, who won the tournament by four strokes. Yep, that's the word. He was 3 strokes down after 54. Yep. He's a college student at Texas A&M, I believe. I heard that on the broadcast.
I heard that.
And yeah, McKay, you're the golf expert. You want to take this one over?
Brooks Koepka started the round 4 in the lead, but then actually very fast. He fell to 3rd place, bogeying several holes and letting John Rahm win by 4 strokes. And then on the other hand, Phil Mickelson, he had a crazy 4th day. He started the day off at -1 and tied for 16th, and somehow he went -7 for the day, shooting a 65 on a par 72, and somehow came 2nd.
I gotta give it out real quickly to Zach Ertz's tech message to John Rahm. First hole.
Oh, yeah.
First hole, he did really easy. 4 putt.
Now, Sean, you and our illustrious Pascat Clutch group chat compared it to 2016. I forget who the player was.
Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, Jordan Spieth in the 2016 Masters. he choked that, as you said. I kind of wanted to compare it to Greg Norman. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit bigger, but Greg Norman was in 95 or 96. I know it was at the Masters. It was sometime in the 90s, but I know he was up like 3 or 4 strokes and he lost it. He just played entirely crap the entire 4th round.
Yep.
So yeah, Jon Rahm, congrats to him on the win. 28-year-old Spaniard, his second major win. He won the U.S. Open, I believe, 2 years back. Brooks Koepka and Phil Mickelson. Mickelson, as you said, with a big comeback to tie for second there.
I mean, hey, he did his job. And 52 years old, he's beating all these young guys.
Oh, there you go. All right.
He's almost double the age of
We're
Jon
gonna switch over
Rahm.
to the NHL because there's a
Not
lot
yet.
to talk about there.
Not yet. We're gonna save that for the end. We're gonna go to the MLB now because they had opening day, and this room is divided in two.
2 of us are Yankee fans.
Yep. So this is going to be very fun that we cover throughout the year, especially when the Mets do fall apart after the All-Star break.
We will, and we know.
I mean, he knows it. He's a delusional Rangers fan, but at least he's a sane Mets fan. And we'll get into the Rangers delusion just a little bit later. But first, before we get into the Yankees and the Mets, let's give it out to the Tampa Bay Rays for doing something that hasn't been done since the year 1987, when all of us were just specks in our father's eyes. That was the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Rays, as did the Brewers, have gone 10-0 in their first 10 games.
The last team to go undefeated like this was the 2003 Orioles, I believe. They went 9-0. So,
I mean, can't argue with that.
winning right now.
Right now they're number 1 in the power rankings. Can't argue.
Well, you just can't argue with
Yeah,
that.
you just.
They have 1,000%.
I mean, what's their schedule looking like?
Let's see.
That could determine.
I mean, hey,
the
they
next
did,
couple days.
they did
Yeah.
beat the Brewers
Kind of
once or
a-
twice so far, and they're a good team.
I guess that's kind of symbolic. They're playing, let's
They played
see.
Boston last night.
They're playing Boston again.
Yep.
By the looks of it, they're gonna have a.
They should
good
have,
start.
yep, they should have at least 11-0 unless Boston catches lightning in a bottle here.
Yeah, the Rays beat the Tigers to start the season off, then
Yep.
beat the Nationals.
I think they're just gonna win. I think they're gonna win the Blue Jays series. but
I don't know.
they're gonna
That
lose
might
one.
be.
And
They'll win the series, but they'll lose one against the Blue
agree.
Jays. They have to, especially since it is in Toronto.
I mean, last year in the series they were 9-10.
I mean, how's Vlad Jr. doing this year? I mean, you gotta look at that.
It-
He's their big bat.
Yeah, it is still very, very early on in the season. Of course, only 10 games, about 1 week has been played. So, of course, baseball's a long season, 162 games. It's
Yeah.
that's why they've instituted the pitch clock. The game's going for
Anything-
3
yeah.
hours.
Part of the reason why they've
162
10
times.
10-0 start is because they play the Tigers, the Nationals, and then
That, that should be easy.
Yeah, they
and
should.
then their 10th game, the Red Sox. You shouldn't be losing those games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go on to the New York teams that I'm sure we all would like to
They've had an
talk
iffy
about.
start.
They have had an iffy start.
Both teams
The
have had an
Yankees
iffy
are
start.
6-4 right now. They're third, while tied for second with Toronto. They've lost the tiebreaker. Toronto's also 6-4, and then the Mets are second.
At
They're
6-5.
6-5.
Yeah.
So McKay with the red Mets hat. How do you feel about the Mets start? Verlander's on the IL already, as per usual.
Yeah.
The Mets just can't have a good starting rotation, as with the Yankees, I
We didn't
guess.
have, we have not had some of the best games, but I mean, hey, yesterday we did pretty good, beating the Padres 5-0.
Got
Yeah.
another one tonight.
Yeah.
Got another one the next night. I mean,
Hey, we've
And the Yanks, we've got.
sorry, my mistake. It's tomorrow night and then Friday night.
Yeah, I mean the Yanks. We've got Cleveland for the next two tonight, 6:00, and tomorrow 1:00 for some reason.
Garrett Cole's pitches tonight.
Garrett Cole's pitching tonight, so I really hope that's a win against Cleveland. Some repeat of the ALDS, but who knows? Maybe the what were the things called that they were talking about last year, like the locust type things in Cleveland?
I'm not sure.
I
Yeah.
I forget what they were
remember.
called, but I remember they showed up in like 07 and they were talking about him coming back last year during the
They always come
division
back every
series.
few years.
Yeah.
But before we go to any other sports, I think we should talk about the Diamondbacks a little bit. Last year, last place team, and right now they're leading the NL West with a record of 7-4.
Yep, but San Diego and LA are right
One game
behind them, just
yeah.
a game back. So we'll really have to see. I saw that I was in Phoenix over spring
Oh
break.
my
I
gosh,
saw.
they beat the Brewers. I did not see
Yeah,
that.
they
Yep.
beat the Brewers and they beat, and I think they.
I
The Brewers have had their bats rolling.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think the Brewers are still a bit washed,
and they
to
swept
be
the,
honest.
They almost swept the Dodgers, winning 3 of 4, with 2 of the games being 10+ run games for them.
All right, that's it for baseball, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move it on to a little bit on the NBA here because we just want to touch on that. The play-in is today and tomorrow, I believe, and Thursday and just Thursday because they do 2 games on Thursday for the East and West 8 seed. Sam, you're, I guess, our NBA expert, or at least the closest thing we have to an expert
Yeah.
here. You want to go more into the MVP races and the most improved player race,
Yes.
so let's go with
our
that.
MVP, even though he is number 1 in the running, I have Embiid. Like, scoring title two years in a row. Big rebounder, big assist guy. I mean, you can't argue. He's putting up like 40, 50 points each night. Like, it's no problem. He's just getting dishes from James Harden.
He's
it's
the
insane.
everyman, I guess it seems.
Honestly,
in-
the trend
in the
this
NBA.
year, the past couple years, have, for MVPs and players in the NBA has been going back to centers.
Yep.
This could bring back the 1980s, 1990s.
The
style
big
of
man
play.
era,
Big
and
man
I
era.
really want that to come back because I kind of like this 3-point shooting type thing, but
It's
really,
gonna die out.
yeah,
It's gonna die out.
real basketball is driving in, getting the layup, getting the foul, not staying outside for 24 seconds
Yeah.
and then shooting a long 3 that has about a 6% chance of making
But
it.
that's also the problem with the big men comes the outside game.
Yeah,
It's
I mean that's a problem. But when you find a big man who can shoot,
yeah.
and they are
The
out
problem
there,
is that
then
now,
it's like a cheat code.
yeah, it's also now that bigger guards are coming into the league. It's
Yeah.
not like your old like Muggsy Bogues.
Yep.
I
Spud
think
Webb.
Isaiah Thomas, Spud
Isaiah
Webb.
Thomas. Yep.
It's not happening anymore.
It's like a height limit
Yeah.
kind of, or not a height limit, a height like bar.
Yeah.
If you're below, you can't go into the league.
Yeah.
You're just like stuck in college or stuck in like Europe or something
Yeah,
like
pretty
that.
much. And then the most improved player, I also gotta go with Jalen Brunson. He had some 40-point nights recently.
I mean,
He's been going on a hot streak.
the
I mean,
Knicks. The Knicks could be trouble. Everybody's saying that Knicks Cavs series is going to be a good one,
No,
and I kind of agree with
it's
that.
either gonna be a huge hit or a huge flop.
Yeah.
And then I think they have guys who go to the Eastern Conference Final.
Who, the
The Knicks.
No, they're not.
I think they're hot. I mean, like they're hot. They're hot right now. You got Julius Randle having a similar season to his 2021. You having Jalen Brunson come back with his insane nights. I mean, you can't really do anything about them. They're hot right now. I mean, they've had some really good defense. I mean, RJ Barrett is doing RJ Barrett things. Can't really do anything.
Yeah, it should be one of the best NBA playoffs in total that we've seen in
In a
a
while.
while here.
Since like easily the
Yeah.
2000s.
I hope it's good. Tonight the play-in, we got the Hawks and the Heat in the East. The winner of that is locked in as the 7 seed. In the West, we got the Timberwolves against the Lakers. That's also going to be for the 7 seed tomorrow. The winner gets to play the loser of today's games for the 8 seed. Tomorrow it's Bulls, Raptors, and Thunder Pelicans in the East and West, respectively. And that will set the 8-team
Shot's been going off though. Shot has
Yeah.
been going off.
SGA.
Yeah.
SGA's been going off, and I believe he posted on Instagram like some poem thing about all the haters, and everybody was trashing him, rightfully so, because you're only in the play and you're not even in the playoffs yet.
Yeah.
If you
Honestly,
lose tomorrow,
in the
you're
near
out.
future,
So-
in the near future, when his contract expires, I can see him going away from
Oh,
Oakland.
Of course. He was only there because I
Oklahoma
drafted him.
City.
Yeah, but Cavs Knicks should be a very good series. You got Donovan Mitchell, who was all the rumors coming to the Knicks on the Cavs, and now he's playing the Knicks in the playoffs. You've got Jalen Brunson, as you said, going off. all the guys on the Knicks, Julius Randle, all doing very well. And the Nets are somehow in the playoffs, but they're playing the 76ers, so that should be an easy sweep unless the Sixers screw up, which, of course, is possible considering the state of Philadelphia sports. Anyways, speaking of Jalen Brunson, you were at the Ranger game last night where they lost to Buffalo. What a waste of money in a shootout, 3-2. It was not a waste of money. It was actually very good. And
it was a great
he
game.
sat 4 rows behind Jalen Brunson and 4 rows behind a lot of other people. So go ahead.
Yeah. I will say this, that the Rangers do not look playoff ready yet. They do not look
You know who is? The New Jersey Devils, baby.
Honestly.
They finally admit something, folks.
Hey, he's on a mic and he finally admits they're not good.
Yeah, I'm looking at their chances to go into the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just that they do not look playoff ready yet. There's still got a lot of chemistry to build. Artemi Panarin last night was going off. He had 2 goals. He was the only one who had goals that game, other than in the shootout for the Rangers. He's looking really playoff ready. There's just a lot of chemistry and practice that's needed. The kid line looked pretty good. The one thing I will say is, though, that they weren't all out there at the same time last night. That scared me. Because they didn't have Laffy out at the same time as Phil and, oh my gosh, who else is on that line? I'm blanking.
Trying to think, I can't think either.
But never mind that. Yeah, he was just late. He was just late on his sub-ins, or even just on a completely different line, and it didn't look right.
Yeah. That's a problem for you guys,
honestly,
and it's shaping up. It's going to be Devils Rangers first
The
round,
only thing,
so that'll be all out war because
I mean,
as with
it's like
baseball,
a Subway series.
yeah, it is pretty much a Subway series. It's like 94 and 95, hopefully not 94 all over again.
But the thing is
But
that
before-
might not happen. The Hurricanes lost that
That's
night,
true.
and if the-
That's
if
true.
they lost
If the
to
Devils beat the
Senators-
Hurricanes, then we
Yeah.
get the 1 seed.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the Hurricanes lost to Senators 3-2 last night, and the Devils playing the Sabres today.
Yeah.
And if the Devils win, they take.
Then we take the 1 seed.
But even
And we
even
play
if
the
we
7
get an
seed.
overtime loss, we still are tied for first. Where
Yeah.
The Rangers are.
Yes.
Well, do you
but
know who has
but
a
I'm pretty
tiebreaker?
sure- I'm pretty sure the Devils have. This is their last game.
This is our last home game.
This is our last home
Yeah.
game. So
We have-
like
we have-
2 more games.
we have 2 more
Play
games.
the
Yeah.
Capitals.
So two more games. You have to win against Carolina, like it's a must, and then because Ovechkin's having an outstanding season,
Yep.
past his prime, can't really anything. You can't.
Well, he scored 5 goals on the Islanders
I know.
last night. They scored 5 goals on the Islanders. I should
He's
say the Capitals.
having the back to prime season.
Yeah. At the age of like
It's
42 or
nuts.
something like that.
Yeah. yeah,
Big
it's
one,
crazy how
big
good-
one tonight in the Western Conference, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Oilers Avs.
Oilers that's gonna be a
Oilers
great
Avs
series.
9:30.
Honestly,
No, 9:30 tonight. It's a regular season game, and that should be for first in the conference.
Well, Avalanche being 49, 24, and 6 against the Oilers being 48, 23, and 9.
Yep.
The Oilers have 105 points with the Avalanche having 104, but
It's gonna be tight.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be
yeah,
What I'm gonna say is though Connor McDavid's having an outstanding season. It's just that their defense and their goaltending absolutely suck.
yeah.
Like they've had problems for years.
And
They cannot
the-
find
and the
a
traditional-
second goaltender.
Edmonton second round choke that you see
Oh, yeah,
that you've
last year.
seen every year since
That-
Gretzky
yeah.
left.
Like last year,
Against
like
Calgary.
just easy little muffins going in the net.
Yeah,
That should have been easy
Uh,
saves.
yeah. It's
Well, let's not forget about Toronto. They've lost in the first round 6 years in a row. And this
Oh,
is
yeah.
their 7th year in a row.
And this could make
they
history.
they are
That could make history.
they are playing Tampa Bay. And I do want to give a shout out to the Boston Bruins with a
historical
with a
season.
historic season. The NHL win record at 63, and they still have 2 games to play.
Yep.
So
And
that-
they have
63 and
63 and counting,
And they're-
possible of
yeah.
65.
They're 1 point away from tying the NHL record. They have 131. The record's 132.
So
They
a
can-
win tonight against the Capitals
will get
and
them
it's
not
the
just the
point
win
record.
record, but also.
Well, they already have the win record, the point record too. So
Yeah.
Boston is obviously a threat, although
I mean, they're,
anything is pretty much possible
yeah,
in the
but
Stanley Cup playoffs.
just hear these goals for versus goals against.
Yeah.
295 goals for against 171 goals against.
That's
124 difference.
that's just incredible. They've got Washington tonight at 7, and they've got Montreal on Thursday, April the 13th
That's who it
coming up.
is. I just thought of who else is on the line. It's Fox.
Oh,
Fox.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the
There we
Bruins are on a 6-game win streak and
Yep.
have gone 9-1 in the last 10.
Yes, they have. They're a dangerous team. They've had momentum all year. I just don't think it's going to come together. I mean, they're playing at the moment. They're playing the Islanders in the first round, although that race is also tight. The wild card race.
Oh yes.
Pittsburgh and Buffalo are still right there. Pittsburgh is 1 point out, and Buffalo's 4 points out.
Pittsburgh's gonna have another choke.
Yeah,
They're gonna
well,
get choked in the round.
Pittsburgh is going to become like the old Red Wings.
Yeah.
Like in
Sidney
the
Crosby
mid
is just
2000s.
washed already.
Crosby is washed. He's too big to stay healthy, and he's
Yeah.
one. It's like Larry Bird. Once
Yeah.
his back gets crap, it's over for him.
It's done. Yeah, it's just done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
the East wild card race is going to be good to watch. The Devils and the entire Met division race, the first, second, and third, they're only separated by 2 points. Carolina's at 109, Rangers are 107, and the
Honestly, I
Devils in the
have a
middle
hot
at
take right
108.
here. The Metro is the best league. Is the best division in the league right now.
Oh yeah.
I think you're right.
Well,
Because the
They
Metro,
have so much potential.
Yeah.
In these next coming years, it's gonna be a show.
they have 5 teams with 90+ points. With those 5 teams, 3 of them already have made the playoffs, and then the other 2 have potential to make the playoffs. So
yep. And then in the West, I guess we'll touch on that. It looks like Vegas is the 1 seed out of the Pacific and the 1 seed in the conference.
I
So
like Jonathan Quick though. Since that trade, he's been looking like his old self.
I agree. That's just. I don't even have any
I
words
don't
for
even
it.
know about that.
Yeah.
Like, did he-
I don't
did
know
he
what
ask
to
out?
say.
Did he ask out? Like,
It could be.
honestly, I'm wondering if he asked out.
I wonder if he made a deal with the devil or something. But he's back to where he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegas is 1. Edmonton is currently the 2 seed, but since they're also in the Pacific, they're going to be playing the Kings at the moment. That makes Colorado the 2 seed, and then the Stars and the Wild will play. Seattle, as a second-year team, has already clinched a playoff spot as a 7 seed. And
The Kraken.
Winnipeg is right now in second in the wild card race as the 8th seed. And Nashville is the only other team that can challenge them, but they're 3 points out with 2 games to play for both of them. So the focus for us, and I would guess for most of the NHL fandom, is going to be on the East and the playoffs and the wild card race there.
That's always pretty normal.
Yeah.
That's the race for the Cup for the East this year.
Yeah, but
the thing is,
Edmonton, if they do pull it together, which they probably won't,
They
and
will not.
Colorado,
They will not.
can they repeat? Because they're sitting at 104 points,
Honestly,
49, 24, and 6.
Colorado is gonna go.
They're probably going to be the West.
I think it's
They're
gonna be
probably gonna be the
Colorado
West
and the
bid.
Golden Knights in the Western Conference Final.
That makes sense.
I can see the Golden Knights topping them. I don't know.
I can see that Western Conference Final going anyway, but I do feel like Colorado's going to be the Western Conference champion.
again.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the Devils Rangers first round if they play. It's gonna be a good match.
That will be a good match, and as with baseball, we are divided here.
2 of us
Split.
are Rangers.
2 Rangers fans, 1 delusional, 1 not, and then 2 Devils fans,
Yep.
both kind of wanting for us to have at least some success for the
Yeah.
first time since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime you guys bring that up, I'll just bring up Eastern Conference. I'll bring up 2014 Game 5. So
Wow.
be careful. Be careful.
Wow.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so like that game, I mean the Devils, very young team, very fast on the ice. I
Yeah.
think they could do some good
And
things.
we have the Hughes brothers.
Yes, we do.
Jack, of
Yeah,
course.
And Luke.
Luke just got called up.
Luke got called up from the AHL.
Keep an eye out for
What
it.
if they team up against the Rangers in the first
I would
round?
love
That
to see that.
I would love to see
Keep an
that.
eye out for
A Rangers fan wants to see that.
People have started in the past couple of years because of how cheap the seats are at Potential Center. The second New York Rangers home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
So it's just gonna be a sea of blue. Both.
yeah.
in New Jersey
I mean-
and in the Garden.
I think the Rangers are gonna win 6 this series.
I can see that.
I-
I can see 6 or 7.
I think
I
it's
think
gonna,
it's
I
going
think
to
it's
7.
gonna go to 7.
I can see 6
I
or
can
7.
see the. I can see it being even. Go on and on.
I think it has to go to 7.
Which seed is
If-
Tampa?
Tampa is the 3 seed in the
Yeah.
Atlantic, so they're playing
The
Toronto.
Rain- Oh wait.
Because
Rangers
the NHL playoffs is a bit weird. The 1 seeds in each conference play the wild cards, and then the 2 and 3 seeds in the division play each other. So Toronto is playing Tampa first round at the moment. Devils are playing the Rangers first round. Boston's playing the Islanders, and Carolina's playing Florida. And one thing I want to touch on is that if the Islanders do pull it off, if they do get in through the wild card, it will be the first time since the year 1994 that the Islanders, Devils, Rangers, and Knicks have all made the playoffs in the same year.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of teams.
Well, New York sports right now.
New York
That's on the
sports.
come up.
On
We're
fire.
we're coming back, and I really hope the Knicks do something. Because
Yeah.
even as a pseudo Nets fan, not really a Nets fan because I really don't care, I would like to see the Knicks, since they're the historical New York team,
Yeah.
actually win something and do well for once, which they are doing. But
I
I
would
hope,
love to see
I hope-
something in the Garden go on.
yeah, I want just please O.J. Simpson don't murder somebody again. That screwed up the finals last time. But
Yeah, we don't want that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was for all the teachers who are listening who remember that. But
We don't
anyways,
need to get into that.
Anyways.
Anyway.
do we have anything else to talk about? Because
Well, I mean, staying on the Devils and Rangers matchup, I mean, they've been pretty even this year. I think the Devils have taken the lead. I think we're 4-2 this year against the Rangers.
I can pull it
What
up.
team do the Devils and Rangers play in the second round? Wait,
It's either the Canes or the
Bruins
no,
I
not the
think.
Bruins. It's either the Canes or
or Islanders
Panthers,
or Panthers. Yeah, Panthers.
because the Islanders are playing.
Mhm.
I think the
Islanders are
Bruins.
playing Boston. Yep.
But hey, I could see the Islanders somehow beating the Bruins. I mean, it'll be
No.
close, but I
No.
think I could see it happening.
No way.
Yeah.
There's
Let's.
no way.
There's been crazier things that have
I
happened.
I agree, but no way.
I think the Bruins have had two.
Bruins are
I
so unstoppable right now.
I think there's,
Yeah.
it's too good to be true.
I
and they
mean,
can have it
the
upside
I
down.
I think they're going to steamroll the Islanders, but I think they're going to be met with something in the second
I
round.
can see that.
Yes, yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
I don't see them going to this.
I can see them losing to Tampa Bay.
I see Bruins.
I can see them-
Cup.
But I can also see that too.
I can see
either
I
them
can
winning the
see.
cup, or I can see them getting absolutely
The Bruins-
steamrolled in the second round.
Yeah,
The Bruins could be the Colorado. Colorado was number 1. They beat everyone. They could
Yeah.
beat again.
they can do that. I do agree with you. On your note there with the Devils Rangers series, the Devils won that 3-0 or 3-1. Sorry.
Mhm.
The Rangers' only win was back in December in overtime. So
Yeah, the Devils beat the Rangers recently on March 30th,
Yep,
2-1, and then
That was
in
big.
all the way
That
back
was a
in
big one.
December,
Yep.
we beat them again.
Yep, we beat them in overtime 4-3 in January. They beat us 4-3 in December, and the first game back in late November was the Devils' 5-3 win at the Garden.
The Garden was electric last night.
I would guess, and it will be electric until the Rangers do get eliminated.
Definitely. And it's gonna be and for the last game. It's gonna be sold out like it was last night.
Oh, of
It's gonna
course.
be sold out for
It'll be sold out every game they have
Yeah.
from now on.
Yeah.
And if it even with the Knicks,
Are you
and if
back,
it isn't,
Rangers
it's just a
fans?
failure.
Have you met a big group of Rangers fans?
Yeah.
They go crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be packed.
It is
All
going
blue,
to
red,
be.
white.
It will be.
It
a
will
great-
be a sea of red, white, and blue.
Yes, it will.
And we love
USA.
To see it. And
We love to see it. America's a good country. Anyways.
Going back to baseball, Mets and Yankees, they played each other 4 times this year.
Yeah, as per usual, the Subway Series always a big thing. Please give us a World Series, Subway Series. I
That'd be
really
amazing.
want to see that.
The-
That would be
Eventually.
very good. We'd be at each
Eventually.
other's
Yeah,
throats.
the Mets
It would be
redemption.
very funny to hear it on here and also just in our lives because that would
The Red October is here.
yes.
Mhm.
But anyways, the Red Sox, how are they doing?
The Red Sox, I think they're doing okay. I think they're.
They're using Moneyball still on a big market.
And this
team.
is why we laugh at Boston.
exactly.
Boston sucks. Boston sucks. Anyways,
Boston.
they're
is
too
5-5.
focused on
Oh,
the
did
Bruins
you
and
have you heard
Celtics.
about the Oakland A's not being Oakland A's anymore?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard
they're
that they're moving.
rumored to go to Vegas because they were trying to do a stadium at Howard Terminal, but there's too much government red tape as per usual, so
And also,
they've pretty
they
much
just can't get
scrapped that.
funding.
I think what the deal is that they're intentionally sandbagging because they've sold off pretty much everybody who made the team relevant, and they're trying to get out of Oakland. They're trying to go to Vegas or wherever they may go,
Yeah.
and once they do that, they'll start buying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
because
gonna do
Vegas
what
is
the
a bigger
Raiders did.
market,
Yep.
and honestly,
They're
they'll
gonna
just
do
make more money.
They're
Yeah.
gonna do what the Raiders
Like
did.
they can't keep going
And-
off
and
their
even-
$55 million cap at this point.
Yeah.
At this point,
Mhm.
They're gonna do what the Raiders did. I mean, the Raiders kind of sold a lot of their good players and then kind of started to rebuild. And when they moved to Las
Well,
Vegas,
I
so-
do have some sort of breaking news now in the world of football about the Aaron Rodgers trade. It hasn't gone through.
oh,
But they do say from ESPN, so I'm guessing this is from Adam Schefter, that the Packers and Jets are still discussing that.
but
there's
the
no sign of the
discussion
imminent
is,
deal.
it has been
They've
going
been
on
discussing this
weeks,
for months, maybe weeks. I'm a Jets
Who
fan.
knows, even
You're
years.
you're a Raiders
Raiders
fan.
fan.
Sam's
Pseudo Eagles
a
fan.
pseudo Eagles fan, and Sean, you're kind of Giants fan, I guess.
No, I'm a Giants fan.
You're a Giants fan, but you flip flop like
No, I
the
don't.
day-night cycle.
It's
Sam
true.
has the weirdest sports teams. He's a Met, Eagle, Ranger fan.
Yeah, but
Which is why I call myself pseudo.
yeah, because he's New York for everything except football, which
Hey.
is possibly the weirdest sport.
Hey, yeah, I mean, I'm not really a football guy.
I
I can't keep standing by these Giants like how they were performing. So you know what? I have some Philly influence in my life. Gotta switch over.
yeah. Well, maybe the Giants will surprise you. We'll just have to see.
Honestly,
And maybe the Jets will surprise you.
With
We
how
need-
Daniel Jones was playing in the playoffs and how he was playing in the regular season,
That's fair.
it's shaky.
They need a better quarterback.
I think they just
What
need
they
better
need
receivers.
is Saquon to stay because last
they
year
need
when
Saquon to stay and they need
No.
good receivers.
You know the
they need
Giants,
receivers,
they got that
and
one, right?
last year when Saquon was hurt, that's when they went like the 0-7 or the 0-6. But when he was healthy, they steamrolled everybody.
Yeah.
and they at least had a 500.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
except
was
for
more,
that- Except for those 2 games against the Eagles.
of course.
Yeah.
But the Jets, if we do get Aaron Rodgers, and I really hope we do, we are possibly playoff contenders.
I
But-
think
I agree with that.
We
I
have to
agree
be.
with that.
But let me
have
just
to
I
say
agree with
this.
that.
Rodgers might do the same thing that Favre did.
I know,
Start
and I
off
really
the
hope.
first 15 plus seasons as a Packer and then switch over to the Jets.
And then he goes to the Vikings next year, gets injured. No, he goes to the Jets, gets injured week 8. Then he goes to the Vikings and throws an interception in the NFC Championship game.
And then retires.
And then he retires and goes off to
Because he
and
made
then,
his bag.
and then he goes to Mississippi to steal some welfare money.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
but
already had
the
a-
Jets, we have a young defense, which is very
Very
good.
young
We
defense.
have the offensive and defensive rookie of the years.
I will say you guys look very good.
We have and we would have had the offensive rookie of the year if Brees Hall was healthy.
Mhm.
Because if he was healthy, he would have been the offensive rookie of the year. And
Honestly,
I
I think what you guys should have done, you guys should have kept Mike White.
think,
Keep my way as
yeah,
backup.
I would have liked that instead of Zach Wilson. I think
I
Zach Wilson
could
is
see
a
you starting him
spoiled
week
brat
1 if
who
Rodgers
deserves,
can't make up his mind.
Yeah,
who deserves absolutely nothing but going back to Mormon country. But anyways, anything else to talk about there?
No.
Odell Beckham trade.
Oh
Or
yeah,
not trade, sorry. Signing.
signing by the Ravens. What does that
what-
mean for
it was-
Lamar?
I don't know. He
Nobody
might-
really knows.
But
no one knows him.
1 year, 18 million,
with
15 million guaranteed for a guy who
Honestly,
hasn't played in
I
2
can
years.
see Lamar signing a 1 to 2 year contract
for a crazy amount
for a
of money.
crazy amount of money,
Like
and
40
then
mil a year.
Yeah.
and then just going to some already pre-built team. Where and maybe we'll go to the Jets if Aaron Rodgers retires.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you don't want that.
I don't-
If I
could
could
see him go-
I would not like.
I
would
could
not
see
want that.
Baker.
Yeah, I don't want Lamar. We already have a strong
I could
run
also
game, and we
see- I
have
could also
such
see
a good
Lamar-
receiver core and a young receiver core that Lamar would just come in and ruin
That
it.
is
I
true.
could see
al-
Baker
hold
throwing it
on.
again.
I also could see Lamar going to the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, Because there he just wouldn't have to do anything.
What I think,
Exactly.
As with any quarterback, that's why Purdy was so good. He didn't have to do anything.
Exactly.
I think
Could have just
Baker
handed it
is
off to
gonna throw it.
Debo or threw it 5 yards to George Kittle or handed it off to CMC and he would have
Exactly.
won
Yeah,
every game.
I think Baker's gonna throw it again, and go to his 5th team, and Lamar is somehow gonna end
Honestly,
up on the Buccaneers.
Brock Purdy did a really good job this year reading.
But I don't think he's
Winning
not gonna have the
plays.
same season next year.
I don't know.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for our first episode of Pascat Clutch. We thank you all for joining us. For Sean, Sam, and Alex, I'm Matthew Merlino, and this show is going to be recorded every other Tuesday with plans to either release it Tuesday night or Wednesday, so keep it on the lookout 2 weeks from now. For now, though, thank you all for watching, and have a great day.